YouTube, man, Kyree Walker is back at it again, and some brand new footage of him has just released where he's actually playing in a game. And Mikey is back at it again, and he has a huge decision to make in the very near future. So let's break it down and get right into it. Now, man, Kyree Walker, of course, I made a previous video about him a couple of videos ago, and this dude was blowing up. That video did insane. I appreciate you guys for the recent support. But man, a brand new video of Kyree Walker actually playing in a pickup game has just dropped, and this dude is looking smooth. Man, a lot of you guys in the comments were clowning him, one for his age. Like, a lot of you guys had said that he had reclassed a bunch of times and was way older. But man, we're not even really here to talk about it, because one, we just have to look at his game. We all know that Kyree Walker has been out of high school for a while now, and in fact he went to that Chameleon BX facility, that training facility, instead of trying to go overseas or college basketball or NBA G League or wherever, and instead decided to go there, train, and now we just want to see him get on the court. That's what everyone is excited to see, because of course this dude was a middle school and high school phenom. I have to say middle school because, again, like I say every single time, when he threw it off the backboard and dunked on that guy, as well as what he was doing at the MSH TV camps, man, this guy was insane. Although he did get finessed by Julian Newman in one play, but we're not going to talk about that now. This dude was looking good on the court. I think he's really looking smooth and looking like an NBA player. I got to be honest here, in that new footage, because we have not seen him play in such a long time. Think about it, the last time that we saw Kyree Walker play was actually back in high school. Probably 11th grade was the last time we really saw him get on the court, because of course his senior year he did sit out and decided not to play because he was having a lot of family issues. Now it's been such a long time that he's played, it's really ridiculous to see his new moves and how he's performing on the court. Now, one thing I can say, he looks smooth. He's able to dribble the ball pretty well, and one thing about Kyree that I always say is he's a dog on the court and is pretty strong. Even back then in high school, he had a good size to him and a nice height as well that I think would be able to complement his game in the NBA very well. He can shoot the ball and really looks like there's nothing he can't do on the court. Now, of course, when he tries to go to the NBA, which is this upcoming NBA draft, we're going to see really what he's working with and what he needs to improve on. I think that's the biggest issue here with a lot of coaches trying to recruit Kyree, is because we haven't seen him in such a long time. Kyree Walker has to get on the court, has to try to get in some open runs or something to get his foot in the door so that he can show the people what he's made of. Now, of course, I had suggested going to college may be an excellent route for Kyree because of the low visibility that has really occurred since he left high school basketball. And that's one situation, but another situation, another place he could go to is either overseas, or even if the G League, if they do accept him. Now, I'm not sure 100% about the G League, but man, going overseas is another valuable option. And how many guys do you see get drafted from overseas to the NBA? It can't happen if you play well enough, but on the other hand, it can backfire as well, because there have been plenty of really good players who go play overseas and then they never end up coming back to the NBA and they stay over there. But really, I don't see this guy losing, because he's put in so much work, and if his game is really as good as he says it is, man, he is going to make it at the next level. Now, the one issue with overseas, and we've seen a lot of players it happen to, man, once they go to overseas, they do not end up coming back. I want to give a great example of Billy Preston. If you guys don't remember this guy, he was at Kansas, got into some trouble at Kansas, decided to go play overseas, and man, people have not heard about him since. I'm not even sure if he hit the NBA. He may have hit the NBA, but it was tough for him really to make a comeback. And this dude was one of these high school phenoms, went to Oak Hill Academy, and everyone thought he was easily going to be a top NBA pick. But after him getting in trouble at Kansas, he would really never made a full recovery, and I don't believe he made the NBA or really held a spot if he did make the NBA. Now, that's not saying this is going to happen to Kyree, but you definitely have to think about all of your options. And one other huge thing here is about Kyree Walker's age. Now, of course, the older you get, it's going to be harder to get drafted, because coaches and NBA staff do not want these really old guys that they want to be drafting. They want to draft younger players so that they can come into their program and really make a long-lasting career at the program and really develop these guys in the long term. If you have people that are a tad bit older, coaches are going to look at that and it's going to make them question if they really want to draft you or not. It's someone even like Javon Quinterly, aka Jelly Fam. He is getting pretty old because, of course, he sat out a year and even reclassed a couple times in high school, which it ends up turning out in the long run. And the age difference is really going to be a huge factor here as well as to where Kyree Walker will end up getting drafted. Now, I did say before, I have not seen Kyree Walker on the the draft boards, but who knows? Because of his visibility is so low, man, if he can get into some type of game where he plays and shows coaches what he can do, I think his draft stock can rise for sure, but it's definitely going to be a process, and that's something he's going to have to work on. Now, you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this brand new footage of Kyree Walker? Does he look NBA ready? And what do you think about the competition that he's playing against? I'm sure some of these guys are professional players, but what do you think about who he's playing against here? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, Mikey Williams. Man, Mikey Williams just gave a huge hint here as to what his moves might be in the future, and he actually said this on his Instagram. This is the summer that's going to pay off. Quote me on this. Now, Mikey Williams has some huge opportunities and some huge moves to make in the summer. Of course, him being at Lake Norman Christian right now and this whole season really being a big decision for him because, of course, he went from California to Lake Norman. Is Mikey Williams going to leave Lake Norman Christian? Now, honestly, the first thing we have to look at is how well his team performed. Honestly, Mikey Williams, the first half of the season didn't go the best for him. Of course, his game was looking a little shaky. There were times where people were making YouTube videos exposing him, scoring about 6 points in a game. And of course, anytime you have a bad game, people are going to come for you if you're a top player in the country. And it happens to the best of us. Now, of course, Mikey Williams did have his poor games. But on the other hand, when there were big games, the majority of the time, I got to give it to Mikey Williams. He did show out, showed what he's made of, and got buckets on the court, and really showed that he was a leader, which is a huge and really important factor if you're one of these top players in the country. You have to show out in the big games because that's really what determines if you're the player that everyone is saying you are or if you're overrated or not. And for sure, Mikey Williams proved himself. Like I continue to keep saying, playing against people like Robert Dillingham and even Amani Bates, Mikey Williams did his thing, no doubt. Now, his team actually performed pretty well in the second half of the year, and this guy just started going off right in the brand new year. He was averaging about 30 points per game, and I believe the first 3 games of the new year, and they actually got a new staff as well. And not to mention, there was a whole lot going on with the coaching staff. A lot of people, a lot of stories were going on about what really happened and why the coach was fired, but we're not even going to talk about that now. I think Mikey Williams probably will stay at Lake Norman Christian just because I don't really see why he would leave. Things seem like they're going for him very well, but there is only one reason Mikey Williams would leave, and that's to even play against better competition. The only place I see Mikey Williams going if he's trying to play against better competition is 1, Sierra Canyon, 2, Oak Hill, or 3, IMG, or a really good other prep school. But the reason I say this is because Mikey Williams is already playing better competition in North Carolina, but you just can't keep moving from school to school. You got to find a place where you can play at, and it's going to help your career in the long run. Now, if Mikey Williams went to even better school or they're playing better competition, of course, at Lake Norman Christian, they didn't even play against the best IMG team. I believe they played against the varsity team, not the national team. If Mikey Williams went to one of those schools, I think we would really be able to see how he can perform on the court with other players that are his caliber and his level and even better than him, because of course he would be playing against and with older players. I think it could really help his career and help him to develop in the long run. But man, if he does not go to really one of those schools, I don't see Mikey Williams leaving at all. But for sure, he has a lot of work to put in this summer. And man, when he makes that college decision eventually, but not yet, he's still a young guy, but when he does end up making that college decision or wherever he wants to go to in the future, man, it is going to be exciting to hear about. You guys let me know in the comments down below. First and foremost, what do you think about Kyree Walker's brand new footage? Man, is Kyree worth the hype or nah? Am I just gassing him and he's really not that good? Let me know in the comments down below, as well as Mikey Williams. Where do you think he will be going after this year of high school? Is Mikey Williams going to Sierra Canyon and go team up with Bronny? You guys let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications, get a notification every time I upload a new video. So I'll out.